Today we have a conversation with my beautiful friend Tara, and yeah, I'm just waiting for Tara to come in because she's having some internet issues, and yeah, my internet now is working well. Let's see. We have such powerful energy these days. That's what I'm feeling. So let's see if Tara can join us. I just have decided to go live so people wouldn't be waiting for us. And so let's see. Meanwhile, I'll see if we are already live on Facebook. Thank you all for joining and being there and patient. Okay, so we are live in Facebook. Okay, so I'm just waiting for Tara to come in and join us. I don't know if you are seeing me, Tara. So, yeah, we have Tara. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hello. Okay. Hi.
Okay.
Yeah. So, we are
I don't know
live.
what happened.
We are live already, if you don't
Okay,
mind.
awesome.
Yeah, because I thought it would be better so people wouldn't be waiting. So, I don't know if you want to share in your page,
Perfect.
and I will be sharing in One Million
Yeah, I will
Meditators.
just
One Million
do
Meditators.
that. Is it on your page, Anna?
Yes, it is
Yeah,
on my
okay.
page right now. Thank you all for joining, and I ask
Perfect.
you for your patience, just a little bit of patience. And I'm sharing in the One Million Meditators page too.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just sharing to a few places here.
Yeah, and usually I leave the comments open in my telephone because yeah, because I cannot see them here, and so whoever is joining us in this now, please join us with your comments, your feelings, whatever you feel guided to share with us. This is a co-creation. I will be having my telephone here, and yes, let's see if this works. Yeah, the
I
other
think we've got
day.
it going. I've
Yeah,
got it shared now.
yeah, great. So yeah, are you ready? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So Tara,
Thank
I'm
you.
super grateful for having you and joyful for having you here today, and grateful for all joining this now. As I told before, share with us whatever you feel guided to share. This is a co-creation, and yeah, so I'm passing you the microphone. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for inviting me today to share this space and have this conversation with you. So I'm really excited. We keep bumping into each other online, and I've been able to participate in some of your meditations, which have been so lovely. So it's nice to be able to finally connect this way.
Yes.
um, yeah, yeah. So, okay, since we can just chat now for a little, you're
Yeah.
in Portugal, right? I
Yes.
wanted to just kind of make sure clear that I know exactly where you are. What part, where exactly are you then?
I'm in the border to Spain.
Okay.
In the middle, it's more to the south of Portugal, but more or less in the middle. Actually, is in the Lisbon direction to the center of the Spain, let's say, and we are at the border, really at the border. And yeah, it's a farm. I live in a farm, so my internet is not so good. So it was funny because your internet was not good, but usually it's mine. So, so let's say that yeah. And but you are where
I
do
know
you
it's
live?
been
Where do you live? I know it's in Canada,
so
right?
yeah, I'm on the west side of Canada, not in the lovely BC ocean part. I'm a province over in Alberta. So we have snow here right now. We have lots of snow. It's very cold.
Yes.
I'm sure, unlike your terrain. And and I wanted to ask you because you speak, is it four different languages?
I don't speak so well. I try to, yeah, but I try to.
Mm.
I'm learning. Let's say I speak English more or less, and Portuguese and French more or less than more, and now I'm learning Italian, and so yeah, I'm trying to jump out and try to speak Italian, but it's not easy, and but it's a challenge to me, and yeah, and I just love this. Maybe it's adrenaline that I jump with no net many times, but in the sense that also I love to share that I'm just trying to be myself and do whatever I feel guided to do, so and I would like to encourage people to do the same because I feel that is the way we are more healthy and happy and joyful, and we feel the peace when we are being ourselves and not constraining ourselves to do something. And that leads to why I'm doing these conversations. It's a way to share everyday life, real life, whatever we feel guided to share. So there is, and also because it feels joyful. Yeah. And so I'd like to ask you, you are doing conversations too. How did it start to you? Because I was curious about it.
Well, it actually it started a few years ago, actually. It was more so a design orientated show with a company out east, and yeah, so it was a lot of fun. We had a because I'm an interior designer by trade, and so they were a furniture making company, and then the other girl, she was a holistic nutritionist, and they did a lot of work for helping to uh, build wells and bakeries in other countries and stuff as a way to initiative to give back. So that's kind of how I got started into the conversation show. We had done an interview, and then it was like, okay, let's do this. And it's been a really, really neat and exciting adventure. And then scheduling got really, really busy to try to coordinate with all of us. And so then it was actually a sister and I, we had shifted to a show called The Soul and Social, which ended up being a lot about personal development and raising your vibration. So that was a really, really cool series that we did for a while. That's kind of how it got started. And then I took a bit of a break because I've been going through some renovations in my home and just scheduling and coordinating and stuff. So I'm excited to be back and to be doing this. And it's been really, really amazing getting to meet all the different ambassadors. That's how we connected through 1 Million Meditators, because we really all do have a very common interest and intention into helping to shift and raise the vibration, I think, and consciousness of humanity, which is a really, it's just great to be connected with like-minded people that way. And then, we can have conversations like these. So it's a little long-winded little answer to my journey, but it's been really, really amazing. I've met such people sharing their different passions in the world, and that's what I really like the most. It's wonderful to connect, but at the same time, you always learn something. I find there's just something that comes out of it, and then people connect. They hop on the lives, and usually I find it will resonate with the right people. I was really fortunate last year. It was about a year ago. I met a girl from Sweden. She's absolutely amazing. And it was through a conversation kind of very similar to this. And so we've spent this last year really getting to know each other, and I've got to work with her. So that's a really cool thing about, I think, this virtual thing that we can do here is be able to connect in different ways that we couldn't before, and share and learn, and it's really, really great.
It's amazing that you are speaking about a girl from Sweden because yesterday I was speaking with a girl from Sweden, a virtual friend, Vera. I don't know if it's the same. She's called Vera. Is your friend called Vera? No. Okay, so it's
No.
not okay. But it's very interesting because we were speaking about we met this virtual way too. I have never met her personal, and we were speaking about because she had this dream of walking when she was a teenager with a backpack and travel around the world and meet people and speak with people. And then I said, you know what? I had the same dream because it was my dream. So I wanted to
Mhm.
travel with a backpack and help people, get to the people. By the time I was a teenager, I want to save the world, help people, all these ideas that yeah, the idealist ideas. And so it's very interesting because when I was talking with her, then I said, but then now I'm doing these conversations and I feel that I'm traveling around the world. These conversations for me is a way to travel around the world and meet people like you. We have never met before. And we just met in the group when we were meditators, and but actually we didn't spoke even messages. I guess I don't know if you asked me or I asked you for friendship, but we just said hello, nice to meet you, and we never spoke. And then I felt like, oh, I because I didn't knew you were doing conversations, and when I saw, I said, oh, great, so Tara, she's feeling the same call as I'm feeling, and so I said, "Oh, I would love to invite Tara to have a conversation." And yeah, so this is for me is like walking. How do you feel about this idea? Because we are connecting with people in the entire world in this virtual way, and
Yeah, it is. It is. It's just like traveling. You know, this morning I was on a call, with someone in Germany, and last night I was having a conversation with someone in Bali. So it makes things interesting, and I think just even being able to connect into just what's going on in different places and what's new and how things are different. And we, especially when we connect, I think, with like-minded people, when we share common interest, it's just, yeah, very fun and joyful, just to see where they started. I tend to find most people kind of in this energetic vibration. I've had a lot of shifts and a lot of experiences in their life that have led them kind of on this path. And that part I find really, really fascinating. There seems to always be like some kind of a pivotal moment or a pivotal piece. And yeah, I love to travel, and so to just be able to meet and connect and learn, and just experience different parts of the world in this way, it's just a great time to have this available to us to be able to do it. So I think the same as you. I enjoy it. Like today, I feel like I'm in Portugal.
yeah, yeah,
I'm almost there.
and I'm feeling in Canada, and actually, that was something that I I was doing. I was not conscious, but I believe right now that I'm broadcasting the energy from Portugal whenever I am speaking with somebody. It's not that I believe, it's not a belief. I feel whenever I start, I put my feet on the ground and I put the intention of connection with the planet because I love and I don't know if it's this land that knows me so well because whenever I say to myself, okay, I'm connecting, I feel whoa, the energy going really into my body and then I was feeling guided to do these conversations, and whenever I do, it's such a powerful energy. I don't know how to explain. And then I had a virtual friend. She has also we didn't meet. We didn't know each other from real life, but then she was in needing of help, and I tell her, "Oh, you can come here and stay some time with me, and then we shall see." And so she was here, and she there are so there were so much exchanges between the two of us, energetic and information, and it was amazing. And then she said, "You are broadcasting the energy from this place." And as she said that, I felt like, yes, of course, like tinglings all over. And I feel you are broadcasting the energy from your place. So it's very interesting. That is what's happening right now. And sometimes people speak about internet in let's say less positive and negative way, whatever we could say about it. But for me, it's an awesome tool right now for this global expansion that I feel it's happening. Um, no matter, like some people would say, these spiritual persons, they are imagining things, or other people would say different, would say we are going through a big shift right now and all these planetary conjunctions. And yeah, and like today I'm feeling, and these last days I'm feeling very dizzy, and the energy it's so powerful. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I have to lay down on, or my head is itching, but then at the same time I'm feeling super joyful, and I don't know how to explain. So doesn't matter for me what the people can say about what is happening, but I'm feeling that this is happening, a big collective expansion. How do you feel? How are you feeling in these days?
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely feel the same way. I mean, we've never been in an experience, I think, in our lifetimes quite as unique as this one.
Mhm.
Um, and Yeah, absolutely. As you were speaking to the energy, you're connecting, from Portugal, and I'm here in Canada. And I do really feel like that is a really powerful way that we can connect more on a global scale, and combined our energy with a similar intention. And that's what's really amazing about 1 million meditators and this like global meditation event that we do have coming up here, because energetically there are a lot of shifts happening in the sky, in the cosmos. And to really be able to kind of think, harness in on this unique time, and put our intention into love and to the planet Gaia, and raising our vibration and consciousness and just awareness. I think is such a really powerful thing right now that is happening. And I'm sure, I feel going over, as we finish out 2020 this year, I think we're going to really start to feel that shift over this next 10 15 days, and that the momentum. And yeah, there's just so much more awareness. And I think I think that lack of connection that we've had now has really reminded us how important it is to still connect. And if this is how we need to connect right now temporarily, we can still do it that way, and we can still bring light and positive energy, and share, I think, in the world in a way that we couldn't before, or it wasn't as available before anyways, or utilized as much. But especially this last year, you know so many, even just businesses and people, like, we just family events, Thanksgivings people are doing on Zoom now. So there is still a way to connect, even though we're in this shift during this time. And yeah, I think it can be really powerful and magical.
Yeah, actually, this situation, global situation, uh, has increased the use of these virtual tools, which is amazing. Like I was yesterday, I was in a council, a circle of love, let's say, with a friend,
Mm-hmm.
which I know is like a brother to me, a younger brother, and he used it to do councils with men, and so they will speak and they will share their problems. But he used it to do it in the presential meetings, and right now, due to this situation, he's doing in a virtual way. And I was telling him, like, he put in the image on Zoom, he put the image of the center of the circle with a candle and some rocks and some natural seeds, And I was telling him like I was feeling like I was in a real circle, because it's for me, I don't know, it's like it's a question of mindset, in a sense that if if in your mind this is not possible that you can be in a circle, you will not feel that the energy is that there is a energetic communication. But if you say this is possible because we just have to put our intention and be in our hearts, then you feel it. I don't know, I feel it. But I have a friend that he says, "Ah, I cannot work this virtual way because the energy is has to be presential." But I don't feel the same. I don't feel the same. I don't know how. Do you, besides doing the conversations, do you do some kind of therapy, or just conversations for you? In the sense, are you a
I was mute. Sorry, I
yeah,
apologize.
are you, my question is, are you a facilitator or a healer or something?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's what I was going to actually was coming to me as you were saying that. But facilitating virtually, I find energetically is amazing. It's all I mean, it's obviously in person, you know, it's always very powerful and it's powerful to be together and connected. But I actually feel like the vibration can be a lot stronger and more powerful connecting this way. And I feel like it's because we can connect with more people and reach more people in a bigger, expanded way. And so I always feel like it's kind of like, you know, you've got this little circle when you're connecting together. But as you know, you're in Portugal right now, I'm in Canada. You know, last week you were talking somebody in France I've seen, and you know, just different parts of the world. But when we all come together at that same time, it's like, you know, almost like you say, you're drawing up that energy from where you are, and sharing that period, you know, that experience, with everybody kind of at that same time. And when we all gather together collectively, you know, it's like there's never going to be a time and space where we're going to be in that same experience with those same people, right, in that same moment. So it creates a unique experience every single time, a different energy. And you know, like any meditation or, you know, facilitating class and stuff, you just, in a virtual setting, it just, I feel like you can connect with more like-minded people because we're not all necessarily just in this little circle here. You know, you're there, people are all around. So it just, yeah, I feel like it magnifies the energy. It really do. That's my experience. And even with facilitating and, you know, even participating in meditations, I'm using meditations specifically right now because, you know, we connect in that way. But it I blanked on my train of thought. But I've experienced it both, you know, in person and virtually. But I really feel like it magnifies it on a virtual scale. It's just, that's just my experience. You know, I'd love to hear below if people would comment what their experience.
Yeah.
That's what it's been for me.
So we have
And
Barbara.
intention, like you say, is so important.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we still have Ryan Aguilar. Hello, Ryan. Hello, Barbara Ake. Hello, Andy Soul Seed. And he says, "Hello, Soul Fam. Your voice is a little low, Sister Anna." Yeah, I know, Andy, but I do my best. It's let's say it's the gadgets that I have available right now. But if you use some earphones, you will be hearing me better. And Barbara Egg sends a heart, and she says a lot of hands waving. And yeah, so if you are
Send
joining us,
hearts back.
yeah, hearts. If you are with us,
Yeah.
if you would like to share, how do you feel about what we are discussing, or whatever you feel guided to share with us. Um, what I feel is that like this internet virtual events, they are more multi-dimensional in a sense. Uh, I feel this is like a precursor for what we'll be doing in the future as we we'll start to use more of our brain, our bodies, and maybe we will be able, and we already are able to communicate in a kind of telepathy sometimes. Like if you have a very close friend or some family member, many times we think about that person and that person calls us, or vice versa. I'm sure you also had this experience, and but like we are recording this, so we are co-creating with the people that are joining us. But I always say in this now, because I feel that it keeps on being added, the energy, because every time someone is watching, is
Mm-hmm.
joining the now. Yeah, so it's an amazing tool,
Mm-hmm.
and give us a glimpse of what I believe we can do as humans in the future, and in other, well, probably in other bodies. I don't know, but it's makes me wonder.
No, we're just open to all the possibilities right now that are presented to us.
Yeah,
So it's definitely it'll be it's going to be neat. It's going to be neat to see how things shift and evolve, and we can continue to utilize these tools in a positive way to connect. I think it was Deepak Chopra that said technology is not good or bad, it's how we use it. And to being able, if we can't connect with our loved ones, and sometimes we just can't anyways because they live in different parts of the world. So it's just utilizing what we have available to us to be able to connect in bigger ways and expand. And I love that what you said, when it is out there and it's forever kind of in time and space, every time somebody hops on, it just adds to the energy and it just creates a bigger ripple of expansion,
yeah. Ooh.
you know?
Oh, so
we're gonna ripple it out. We'll ripple it out. We'll share
yeah.
out the good energy.
We have Barbara. She's saying she will stay for a bit, but probably she cannot stay until the end. But she says she's having a big snow storm today. Wow, have to prepare a little more. So yeah, sending much love, and yeah, it's a storm. It's a storm is a powerful moment, and it's beautiful, but at the same time is can be very scary, and sometimes yeah, can be very damaging. And we have Andy Soul City saying, I love it when two or more connect their hearts together. We radiant our light even more. That also helps us as individual beings to grow and expand our abilities and
Mhm.
consciousness. And Barbara
Yeah.
says, yes, true. Yeah, that's true. And that's what I feel about these conversations, because it's always learning, and it's always because for me it's always there is always this exchange of information, energy, and so in a sense we are all learners and teachers of each others. That's what I feel we came here for, to communicate. How do you feel about communication? I don't know, and does it make sense to you? That's our best purpose, would be to communicate in a sense.
Hmm. Yeah, for me, it's obviously been something I've been kind of more called to do. It wasn't something I ever intended to do in this way. Um, but yeah, absolutely. I was just speaking, like I said last night, with somebody out of from Bali, and we were talking about being able to just share and communicate and learn and experience in a way. We might not be there physically, but when we connect in that way, we can still, it's like having an experience of being there. And just, I love being able to learn. I love when when it was a bit more available to travel, to be able to get out and go around the world and meet people and just learn about their history and their culture. And everybody has such a unique gift, and light that they bring to the world. So I just love to connect with people and, communicate. I wish I could speak more languages. I really do. I have to speak, more telepathic language because I'm not so versed in different languages myself. I wish I was. I'm not, but that's okay. We can use other ways. I remember, traveling one time. I was actually in the Dominican Republic, and I met this lady from Paris, and we both could. She couldn't speak English, and I couldn't speak French, or in that same manner. But yeah, we found ways to still communicate, and our two kind of parties were able to connect for the evening. And even though nobody had a clue what we were saying, you find ways, and that's what's really interesting. And so I'm using that as an example because it was an experience where, we totally couldn't communicate or understand each other, but we spent an entire evening together, two groups of kind of people coming together and connecting, and we were able to have a wonderful time, even though we couldn't, speak to each other. We would try. I'm like, what does that mean? What does that mean? We go back and forth for a bit. So absolutely. I mean, just being able to have, say, kind of like we're doing now. I'm traveling to Portugal today to have this conversation with you. And we can share. You were telling me about the weather earlier. There's just so many things that we can learn from one another in this type of setting. So I think it's really wonderful.
Yeah. So we have Andy is saying, no, Barbara is saying, always something to gain and take away from a group meeting. Uh, and he says, so much yesness, all each other's teachers, students, yes. And Barbara say, we can learn from each other's experience. Beautiful. And she sends a lot of kisses to you, Barbara.
Aww. You're
And
so sweet. I would love to know where is the snowstorm happening, Barbara?
Barbara,
Are you in Canada too?
yeah, no, I think she's in United States, right, Barbara? Oh, sorry, like it's because I have so many virtual friends and I interact with many of them, so sometimes it's a little bit. Oh, she's in New York, of course. Sorry, Barbara. Yeah, she's in New York. Yeah, I was going to say New York, but was not sure. And yeah, actually, I'm feeling a big headache right now again, and but it's not a regular headache. It's like my head is heavy, so it's difficult to think. And when I was doing the invitation for the weekend of love of 1 million meditators, which I will take the opportunity to share again, that we will be having at 1 million meditators group, which Tara already mentioned. We will be having 48 hours of love on 26th and 27th of December. And for the people in some countries, it will pick also some hours from the 28th, right? That depends on the time frame. And but if you go to 1 million
Mhm.
meditators page, we have the program, and you can join many facilitators. Are you doing what kind of meditation are you doing, Tara? I didn't saw yet if you are doing any meditation or guiding any
I've
meditation.
got four scheduled. I've got four. Yeah, there's four scheduled that weekend. I'll probably change them up. I do so many different types of meditation, whether it's, using sound or mantras or deep breath work or movement. Yeah, I like. There's so many different ways that you can meditate. So I go with the flow and my feelings that day, kind of on how the energy feels. And, sometimes I feel like to get into a meditative state, I need to move some of my energy, whether that's, through some deeper breath work or some physical body movements, even like sometimes just drawing or journal dumping. I know you do a variety too. So, but yes, I will be there that weekend. Right now, I do have 4 meditations scheduled. And you're right. I believe Paulina, she amazingly created a fabulous schedule for people to go, and they can look and find out the different times for the facilitators around the world. And because there is also multiple languages. So,
Yes, yes.
that
Yeah.
is available. And you're so fabulous at that. So
No, I will try to do again in a but today it was crazy. I was trying to do in four language at the same time, which was crazy. But I will try to do which I did the last time is like I did one in Portuguese, French, and English, and the other Portuguese, English, and Italian. But yeah, I'll try. I'll try. It's just for me at the same time is I try my best, and I feel that some people may not like, but I think others like, and for me it's joyful to try to communicate in different languages, even if I'm not skilled, but I'm practicing, and yeah, so I will be trying to do. I'm doing four too, as you, and it's funny because I feel that when I started facilitating the meditations at 1 Million Meditators page, I said to Anita, because I had no experience as a facilitator. I just had facilitated one meditation before I joined the 1 Million Meditators group. And it was because I registered for a presidential event, and then in the last hour, the girl that I was going to facilitate, she sent me a message saying, I cannot do it. Can you do it for me? And I said, but I'm not a facilitator, but okay, I'm gonna try. Because actually it was not very difficult because we had a pre-recorded message, so I just have to greet the people, make them sit, feel
Mhm.
comfortable, and I said, okay, I'll try. And then when I saw Anita's group, and I said, oh, that's it, that's what I'm feeling. We expand within, and from within we expand to the totality. So I I joined the movement, and then I saw you can become an ambassador, and that was very beautiful for me too, because what called me to this group is that Anita was saying anybody can do it, so you don't have to have a curriculum, being a facilitator, or. Then I said I'd love to do it. I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna do, but I'd love to do it. But actually, some years ago, I was feeling like doing which I call the Joy Lab, and which is what you are doing is being in the flow. And sometimes there is movement, and sometimes there is dance, and sometimes there is chanting, and so it's in the flow. So it is very funny because you were sharing that you do this way, and that's what I do. And for me, it works better when I'm dancing. It's like it's when I feel the biggest expansion when I'm moving my arms. It's or singing more than just being seated and quiet. And I feel that that is very important too. That we can share different kinds of ways to connect and expand. Because for some people, for instance, like my mother, she always says, "Oh, I cannot do meditation. Be quiet and seated like this." For her, doesn't make sense. But if I say, "Mom, let's put some music and dance," she's the first, and she's free, and she's dancing, and she doesn't care who is looking. So it's very interesting how people can expand in different ways, and so you work with different techniques in your everyday life too, as you are like a healer, or that's what you do, or you are just
Yeah.
like I don't work with healing, or I just I'm just free flowing, let's say. But from what I got, I don't know if you'd like to share about your work, what you do for the people that are watching, if they would like to have a session with you, or I don't know if you feel like sharing.
Yeah. Sure. Yes. Well, I've been really it's shifted a lot over the last year in what I've done. I was teaching a lot of mindfulness and meditation, as well, working with teens and sharing the science aspect as well as combining it with the spirituality aspect. And I love what you were saying about free flow and connecting and tuning into what works for you. As you're speaking about your mother, because it's very true. There's so many different ways that we can get into a meditative state. We don't need to necessarily sit here and say our ohms 20 times, although that's a great practice. Um, but it's really finding what works for you and what brings you into that state. And for me, I'm an energetic being. I have a lot of water in me. So, for me, sound is one that I've really always been drawn to. When I was younger, well, I shouldn't say younger. I sang for many years, and then there was a time frame where I had kids, and it was like, oh, I don't have space for this in my life. So I kind of stopped and have set it aside. Um, but I found with meditation, just being able to bring back the voice and the sound and connecting with the resonance. And there's a lot of science behind it. So I mean, I don't need to get into that part, but anybody can just put on a song. And I use music because it's like a universal language in the sense that everybody usually can find a song or music that they resonate with. And that can be a great tool, like you say, to just put it on. And it's really about tapping in and connecting with your heart, connecting with your energy. And there's many different ways that we can do it. For some people, running is what gets them kind of into that meditative state. So I look at it as we're all very different energetic beings. I study, or I have studied astrology and Ayurveda, because I found it really interesting looking at people's star maps, I guess you would call it. And for me, it was, at first I was curious to learn about my energy more and my kids, but then I started to notice just interesting patterns and things like that. And so I found it very useful as a tool when working with people to connect a little bit deeper with their energy and understand their energy a little bit more and how they express it. And I've found it to be very useful. My intuition guides me a lot, but it's a little bit of what I do. I bring in, some astrology, some Ayurveda, the meditation, the mindfulness. But I am shifting a little bit more towards that. I'm also a Reiki practitioner. I was a massage therapist 20 years ago. So I've always been in kind of the energetic, holistic healing realm. I used to own a salon and spa, when I was younger, when my kids were little, and then that shifted, and then I got into design and photography, which kind of brought back that more creativeness of myself, and now it's kind of all combined together. I like to you can find me at Juicy Living by Design, and it's really about I help people to tap into like their soul purpose, and find ways also to manage their stress and live like on a daily basis, because it's something that really does affect us, especially for me as a busy mom. It was something that came up, as my kids got older and I was going back to school and wanting to start a business again. I had to find strategies to be able to manage things, a little bit better. And so that's where I really found the meditation and the mindfulness became a part of my life. And then I found it so useful to be able to share and to help others find back their center, their home, and what lights them up, their passions. So I've got some new stuff coming up. It's kind of in the works, but absolutely you can reach out to me or PM me. I am offering sessions. They're coming up. You should see them soon if you go to my website. So it's shifting a little bit more in that way, because I like to just bring in everything that I've learned. I've had a bit an opportunity to work with some really, really incredible mentors from different parts of the world. And so I like to just bring in what I can and share that with people. If I'm here to serve and to help. That's my goal.
Yeah, and if you can leave in the comments your website, or when we finish, and then also I can add to the video, because usually in the end I edit the video, because right now it just says Anna Isabel is live, and then usually I put some text, and and then I can put your website or your page where people can reach you. And yeah, I feel we are accessing the same, we and many people, that's what I'm feeling, are accessing the same kind of information, let's say, in the sense that nothing is ecstatic and things are shifting all the time. So you are guided to do something in a moment, and in the other moment it doesn't feel so good anymore. So you try to find another thing that makes your heart sing, and also you combine different techniques and to create ways to help uh, the other persons, and that has been my dream since ever, to help. And these days I feel that whenever wherever we are, whenever we are speaking with someone, yeah, we are, it's not even helping, is if we are operating from the heart, uh, we are expanding. And so it's yeah, and I'm feeling many people right now are feeling the same. um, and the most important is that we feel, because during many times I will think, oh, I want to help um, or heal, and right now I feel, as you said so well, it's more about balancing. But actually, the best way for us to help the balancing is being from in the heart. And so whoever connects with us is accessing this feeling that is in our heart, and they can choose to use it to expand themselves too. But is ultimately is a personal choice, unique choice of each being. And so the best way for me to right now is try to see that every human being is in perfection, um, in a neutral way. Not saying, oh, this is good or this is bad, or you should do this or you should do that. I do this and that makes me feel happy, and you can choose whatever you want to do. And it's a has been a process for me to honor that every person is choosing, even if the persons are not aware, they are choosing, and they are resonating with something which sometimes for us doesn't resonate, but for that person
Mhm.
resonates. I don't know if this makes sense.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. And I think that's the amazing thing, as we've been speaking about communication and connecting and using these tools, is that, yeah, not everybody's gonna like me. Not everybody's gonna, you know what I mean? People resonate with people differently, and everybody, I believe, has a very unique gift that they were brought here to share in this world. They have a light, and how you do it is different and it's unique to you. And that's why people love you and they fall in love with you, is because it's what you have to share. It's what you bring, and your life lessons and my life lessons and Anita's, they're all different. And that's what really, makes each person unique, and what they have to share. Like 3 years ago, I'm on a completely different path than I was 3 years ago, because of what experiences were brought into my life, and those things shifted me. So I couldn't do what I'm doing now, a few years ago. Kind of just as you were saying, it's been like an evolution process. And I think when everybody, really sits with it, and they come to their heart center and they connect, you know, we remember how powerful they are, and how much, they do have to offer and to share, and to just step out and to do it. I love how you shared that you got that experience. Or like, can you do it? And you're like, I don't know. Okay. And now look at what's happened and how it shifted. And there's probably somebody that will listen to that and go, hey, I could do it too. I mean, there was a time when people don't believe me, but when I was connecting in with the authors for one of the first books that I did, or the collaborative books that I did, I couldn't even sit in our meetings with the screen on. I had it off because I was so shy. So it took me a long time to come out of my shell, to even be able to do that in a private space, let alone on a public virtual space like this. Hello, everybody. But so it's yeah, it's amazing when we really feel into our hearts, and we connect, and then we align, and then we put some action behind it. It's a wonderful way that we can help and share it with other people, and remind them that they are also unique and that they have amazing gifts to share, and they should do it.
Yeah. Yeah, we have Barbara. She's saying she likes I like my incense and new age music, peaceful music, and many kisses. Yeah, Barbara is always sending me so much hearts and kisses, and yeah, I love you,
I
Barbara.
love it. I'm a big energy clearer when it comes to
Yeah,
my my space. I like to.
yeah, yeah, and we have Mette von Malbeg. I hope I'm saying your name clear. And I think I saw a heart from my friend Ana Júlia. Thank you, Ana Júlia. Obrigada, Ana Júlia. She doesn't speak English, and I was hearing you, and I was remembering about something, but now I just oh, it was about yeah, because you were saying you used to be a very shy person, and me too, really, really very shy person. And yesterday I was sharing that circle that for me every challenge was an opportunity for me to lose my shyness, because like when I was a teenager I will walk with my eyes always on the floor and like this, and my shoulders like this, and I will look to the persons and so it was a big process to me. But I feel when we are in this virtual way, for instance, sometimes it's more easy about the circles, because when you are in the presence of the persons, the body becomes, um, yeah, in a way, the energy is more strong in the sense that there is the body energy. I don't know how to explain. Here, the energy expands more because there is this question of all being in different locations, and I see like lines, golden lines, love lines being created as we are connecting. But when you have the body presence in front of you, sometimes you feel more shy. um, but maybe that depends to the persons. But imagine you are in a session with someone and you are looking in the eyes, and maybe it's more difficult for you to share what you are feeling than in this way, because you are with the other person but at the same time you are not, and also you can turn off your camera or something. So in a way yeah, it's a different tool. And um, and that's it. And that's what I feel right now is I don't care. In the sense, I love to bring the joy, but I am what I am, and sometimes I'm a little bit clumsy and I don't say the words in the perfect way, but it's who I am, and yeah, and that's it. So step forward and come join me and be yourself. And that, because for me it's a joy, it's a freedom, it's freedom. I was speaking with some Australian friend yesterday morning, and he was saying what all this spiritual stuff has bring to you. And for me it's freedom. It's freedom in the sense of yeah, I can be whatever I choose to be, and the others' opinions don't affect me, which I think brings me to a more balanced position. And I feel that being ourselves will bring, and you also said that, and I feel that you feel the same. That if you are being yourself, if you are expressing, if you like dancing, you dance. If you like chanting, you chant. Um, you are in a more balanced. You are in the center. You are in the heart, and so everything flows around us, right? Mm.
Absolutely. Well, and I mean, being yourself, expressing yourself is I've found really what gives that alignment piece to really connect with those that you're meant to, right? Because if you're expressing yourself in a way that's not true to you, like attracts like, there's those universal forces and those laws that bring us together. And, I love that you said that you're just you. You allow yourself to just be you with no attachment. And that is freedom. It really, really is. When we can be okay in that space. And if somebody turned it on and they're like, this isn't for me, that's okay. That's perfectly okay, right? Because we're probably going to do the same thing too at some point. And then, there's that other flip side of it where we're just really drawn and we're really connected. And yeah, it's a very, very beautiful thing when you can get into that space. So thank you for sharing that with those listening, because I'm sure that speaks to somebody.
Yeah, and just yeah, we have 1 minute for the six six here. For you will be 11. I don't know if you still have 5 minutes, but you were telling you have kids. I also have kids. How many kids do you have? If you want to share with us.
I have three.
Yeah, three.
I have three.
And
I
they,
have twin girls, and
oh,
then I
that's
have.
amazing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, it was fun. Very fun. They're so much fun. I love it. It's such a it was an amazing experience. Is all I can say. It's been an amazing experience for me, seeing them, from growing together, the womb coming out, and how they're so similar, but yet they're so different. And it was really a cool experience. So I didn't know any different. I had two the first time. So then when I had my son, I'm like, oh, well, this was easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was in a very different mindset. I feeding two babies. You're like, have one bite, have another bite. You have a bite. When you had one, I'm like, okay, come on. I'm like, oh wait, no, I have time. Okay, we can just pause and we can enjoy.
Yeah.
So it was a very different experience, but I love it to pieces. I wouldn't change it for the world. What about you? How old are yours?
And how old are yours? Just for finishing.
No, so my girls are 15 and my son is 13.
Okay, 15 and 13. Ah, so they are still teenagers, right? Yeah, yeah. I had
Yeah, he turned 13 this year. I love.
yeah. I had four kids, and I had two boys of my second marriage, and then a boy and a girl of the third marriage. The first marriage I didn't have children, and but so the older one is 22. The other is 20, and then I had Gabrielle is 16 and Carolina 15. So Carolina is the age of my of your twin girls.
Mm-hmm.
My girl is the
Yeah.
age, yeah, it's amazing. But she's my last
Oh,
one,
beautiful.
and I was a late mother. Let's say I had my first child with 30, so now I'm 52. And but it's like Gabrielle and Carolina, they were a bit like twins. They have 1 year and 1 month of difference, and yeah, so I totally get understand. And also when they were born, the other ones were still very small. I think Rodrigo had 7, the other 5, and then Gabrielle was born, and
Mm-hmm.
Carolina. So I will be with a bunch of kids many times alone, so I'll be out giving food or giving breast to Caroline and Gabrielle running away and stop and the others fighting. So it was a big, yeah, confusion sometimes. But yeah, but for, it's the same. I don't. I have been loving the experience, and now it has been very beautiful to see they growing and like the older ones, they are already living away from home in the university, and so I'm having more time for myself, which is great because during some years, yeah, I wouldn't have time for nothing.
Like you can relate, right?
Yeah, and
It can be busy being a mama.
very busy, and but I always dreamed about having a twin sister. That's why when you said I had twins, I was because I don't know. I always had a passion for twins. I don't know why. I don't have any twins, but yeah,
They
yeah,
were close. They were close.
yeah. They were close. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I didn't have any sisters growing up, so I had a brother, a wonderful brother, but it was neat for me to experience watching them just grow together. So of
Mm-hmm.
course, my son's always like, "Thanks, mom." Like, where's my brother? Like that didn't really wasn't really fair.
Yeah,
We have a
okay.
dog now, so it kind of works.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, well, this has been so wonderful chatting with you today and getting to know you more, other than just through our messages and can
Yes,
seeing each other.
yes.
So,
Thank you so much. We have Barbara saying she enjoyed her time with us, and I wish I could say longer. Glad I got some time in today. Love you to Anne and love to all, and God bless and many kisses. And she's such a loving being.
thank you
Actually,
so much.
I invited Barbara to do a conversation with me, but she says, yeah, she's in the middle of a lot of shift in her life, and yeah, so I totally, I'm with you, Barbara, and yeah, it has been such a joy to be with you, Tara, and to know you better and to feel your energy, and yeah, so I'm super grateful and joyful and feeling like whoa dancing. I feel we should do some jam one of these days.
Yeah,
And
we'll do a
singing
live jam.
and just one last thing, like because I was hearing these words which people call light language, and which I did today when I did the invitation in the end. And for me, it's just I feel happy when I do it. And so it's I feel that light language is a way that we can communicate with any person in the world. And I don't know if sometimes you but I feel that you also you do it or no
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah, I'm not like I know you can be trained in it specifically. Yeah, that gets utilized absolutely. And I think once you I don't know, I guess as I've connected more with people like in this way, we just there's yeah, I don't know how to explain it. I'm not good at explaining it.
Yeah, I don't like to call it like light language because that I don't know, in a way for me it seems to create a kind of separation because I feel it's our soul expression. Uh, we can say it comes
Mhm,
from the light, but we are all light, right? So it's your soul expression. It is something that you do. I just know that when I do, I feel joy, and so I feel that whoever is watching or receiving or accessing the movements or the sounds, will access my joy and the love. So that's what is, yeah, that's what matters for me. Yeah. So asia nea
Mhm.
haya te ake ano
Yeah.
ayana sea ahia te a.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Yes. Yeah. And you said it the best. I think anytime we tap into what brings us joy and we connect in with our hearts, we can be taken to that place in any moment. And sometimes we need to, tap into a memory or experience that we had to just bring that back up. But it's just such a simple way to connect with your heart. And if it brings you joy, do it. Do it. Right? And share it and share your joy because others will connect with you and people love you. You're amazing. Such energy. And so all the way from Portugal.
Big hugs to you, Tara. Thank you. Thank you all for joining.
Thank you.
I don't know if you want to share anything else, or can I end the live?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Yes, just thank you, hearts. It was wonderful to connect with you today. Thank you, me.
Thank you all joining this now. Oh, we have Rosalind, and she say, "Beautiful sisters, much love to all, much love, Rosalind, and thank you all for joining."